Datang semuanya. Semoga event malam ini bermanfaat buat kita semua, khususnya teman-teman dari cabang.
Oke, kita tunggu 2 menit lagi ya buat everyone else.
Iya, 2 menit lagi terus kita bisa mulai. Alright, udah 9:05 kita bisa mulai. Udah 38 orang dalam Zoom room hari ini. Oke, halo semuanya. Terima kasih banyak untuk kehadirannya. Perkenalkan, nama saya Pierre. Saya dari Permias Nasional dan saya juga dari Permias Michigan. Hari ini kita akan ngadain event untuk mengadres permasalahan yang kita temui ketika kita melakukan belusukan ke teman-teman dari Permias cabang. Kenapa event ini dibuat? Sebenarnya kita setelah meeting dari tim Orgdev, kita menemui bahwa kesulitan ternyata teman-teman di cabang bingung untuk apa yang harus dilakukan selama pandemi, apa yang harus dikerjain, sehingga kita akhirnya memutuskan, oke, kita harus melakukan event yang pertama adalah bagaimana biar teman-teman di cabang ini bisa setidaknya dapat get an idea untuk membuat event selama pandemi. Dan kita melihat bahwa pandemi ini mungkin akan bisa berlangsung sampai mungkin semester depan atau mungkin tahun depan. Kita tidak tahu kapan berakhirnya, sehingga event ini menjadi sangat penting. Dan kita berharap setelah event ini dilakukan, teman-teman di cabang semakin lebih aktif untuk engage sama teman-teman baik dari Permias di dalamnya maupun teman-teman dari Permias yang lainnya untuk creating your event. Sehingga event hari ini kita lakukan. Jadi mungkin saya jelasin dulu, mungkin teman-teman yang belum ganti nama bisa mengganti namanya Permias dari cabang mana, terus namanya siapa. Kemudian mungkin saya jelasin kira-kira agenda dalam meeting kita kali ini. Saya akan bagi dalam 2 round. Round yang pertama adalah kita akan mendengar dari tim Orgdev yang pertama, kemudian kita akan mendengar dari Bernard Vega dari Permias NYC, dan juga dari Francisca Susan and Tim dari Academic and Research from Permias Nasional. Bagaimana mereka create event during this pandemic, sharing mereka. Dan selama sharing dari Bernard dan Susan, setelah itu akan saya berikan waktu 5 menit untuk teman-teman bertanya. Teman-teman bisa langsung ajukan pertanyaan di kolom komen, apa yang mau teman-teman tanyakan dari sharing mereka selama 10 menit itu. Nah, setelah round yang pertama akan ada round yang kedua. Round yang kedua ini lebih ke sharing atau Q&A, lebih ke open discussion. Mungkin teman-teman cabang ada yang mau sharing tentang strugglingnya atau tentang kesuksesannya mungkin mengadakan event di tengah pandemi, sehingga itu bisa menjadi inspirasi buat teman-teman Permias yang lainnya. Setelah itu kita akan sama-sama tanya jawab, mungkin teman-teman bisa sharing, teman-teman bisa tanya, mungkin teman-teman yang tahu jawabannya juga bisa menjawab, dan lebih santai aja, lebih diskusi santai. Kira-kira itu yang akan kita kerjain dalam mungkin 1 jam sampai 1,5 jam ke depan. Dan yang pertama, please welcome Michelle and Violin dari OrgDev untuk present yang pertama. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Pierre. Perkenalkan, aku Michelle Cafiona dari Co-Director of Organizational Development bareng Pierre. And today we've had our presentation. I think Pierre's already explained a little bit about what we're going to do. I'm just going to briefly run through what he did again with the presentation. And I have Violin with me if you want to say hi and introduce.
Yeah. Thank you, Michelle and Pierre. Hi, my name is Violin Lee. I'll be helping today, and I'm actually an officer in organizational development.
Yeah, pertama-tama, again, thank you guys all for coming. I guess the hope of this workshop, and kita tuh idenya kemarin biar we want to foster more collaboration ya. Jadi, anytime throughout this meeting, if you guys have any questions or anything, just langsung taruh di chat box, atau pas nanti pas sesi interaktifnya langsung aja like nyaut aja, okay? So the event rundown, Pierre's already talked a bit about it. Wait, let me just check. Can you guys see my presentation right now?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. All right. And we're the organizational development team. This is our team, Pierre, and then I think Arik, Violin, Hanif, Bang Billy, as well as Korwa, they are all here. And these are the team members. If you guys have any concerns, masalah cabang-cabang, kalian feel free to reach out aja. Okay. So we touched a bit on this while we're creating this workshop, and we created also Blusukan yang kita ngomong to over 20 plus cabang. So if you guys are termasuk salah satu cabang yang kita belum personally set a meeting with or talk to, feel free to reach out to us, and kita bakal set meeting to really figure out their concerns and navigate through them, also so we can better create solutions for you and relay that to Permias Nasional ya. Okay, so some more workshops yang you guys can expect itu tentang funding and financial management, and then transition between board on board, which is some concerns we've received from beberapa cabang-cabang. And then another promosi plug, but you guys can now go to the Permias National website, and then untuk kemarin yang udah officially register di OrgDev Google Form, kalian bisa ngeliat Permias chapters kalian di bawah sini semua, and there's even a wonderful map provided by our Permias National tech team to show where all the cabangs are. Jadi check it out di permiasnational.com/chapters page. Okay, online events. So take it away, Violin.
Yeah, so today, one of the topics would be making online events. We understand that this is probably harder due to like everything being online. So we've come up with a few ideas, and before we start, these ideas are very straightforward, and they're probably ideas that you've already thought about or already executed, but we just want to go through them anyways. So these ideas are the guest speaker workshops, having a bootcamp series, and also newbie integration. So with guest speaker workshops, we suggest that before you create any workshop with guest speakers in it, maybe like sending out a survey to figure out the interests of your Permias members or Permias chapter members would be best to know which topics people actually want to hear about. And then afterwards, probably have to collect lists of questions for those speakers from your members, so that you can ensure that your members are able to engage with the speakers and have their questions answered. And we understand that when it comes to having guest speaker workshops, probably one of the hardest part is finding those guest speakers and actually contacting them and having them contact you back and agree to be on your workshop. And so we believe that when finding guest speakers, the 4 channels that works best is personal contacts, LinkedIn, alumni outreach, and also cold emailing. And with emailing, it could be hard to find people's emails. So I'm going to teach you how you can do this. All right. So the way that I do this is I use RocketReach. And Michelle, can I share the screen for a while?
One sec, technical. Sabar guys, OrgDev tapi agak gaptek, sorry.
You're good.
You want me to just do it, and you can just guide me through it?
All right, that's okay. Yeah. So if you want to go to your Google or Safari, anything, and you would want to go to your LinkedIn.
Okay.
All right, right now we could only see your screen. So I think you would want to go to share screen and then.
One second. There you go. All right.
I think it's not changed yet. Wait, let me try.
There.
Ah, yeah, thank you. All right, so maybe like, okay, for example, you want to make an event regarding consulting. So let's try to say you're looking at McKinsey. All right, and then you would want to go to its people so that you know the types of people you're looking at. You can look at their profiles and whoever matches your profile. Let's just choose anyone. All right, and then so from here, obviously you do not have much information. You could just like email, you could just try to connect with them and so also like message them on LinkedIn. But what you could also do is press on contact info, and that will give you the link to their LinkedIn. It's below, yeah, there. And then copy that whole link.
Oh, okay.
All right, and then on your search engine, you would want to search for Rocket Reach. Yep. Yeah, and then so what you want to do here is sometimes you could just like write their name. If they're very famous, people will probably they will probably know the email. But if they're not, you would have to give them their link. So when you're giving them their link, the thing is that you don't really need a LinkedIn link as well. If you have like their, for example, website, or you have other forms of like social media accounts and so on that they might have, then that could work. And I could see that Michelle has not like created an account, but if you do, it's free. And like the minute that you refresh your search engine, then they will give you emails. And then they would usually give you like professional emails, personal emails, and they'll tell you which one is best for you to contact them with. And a lot of the times that actually works for me. Like when I do internships or when I do create events and try to look for guest speakers, that is one of the easiest way to get people's email and also email them through like their professional or personal emails. All right, so I hope that was helpful for a lot of you here. And now moving on, we think that bootcamp series is a very fun idea, considering that a lot of students in university are going through this uncertain time when we really want to know more about the work industry and also boost our professional development. So we think that this is one thing that you could also really focus on. And the two ways you can focus on this is by providing an alumni hosted workshops or alumni panels. And the reason for us like also promoting using your alumni channel is because they most probably want to help you most. And they also have gone through what you've gone through. And so they're probably the most relevant and also similar to your situation right now. And so with alumni hosted workshops, we suggest, doing simple stuff like resume workshop, interview practice. I know that like me, Michelle, and also Andrew were like doing case prepping, and it gets hard sometimes and you need more insights. And that's also good to use your alumni outreach, and then also industry focused workshops. And then one of the things that I really like, and I think a lot of my team members also like, is having panels. So like having alumni panel would be good too, because like you could listen to a lot of different people with a lot of different backgrounds and stories and experiences. And with alumni panels, maybe you could do like college admissions experience. For example, I was a transfer, so I had to go through a lot of like alumni panels to make sure I know and get the idea of like what college admissions are looking for. And if there are also new students from high school who are also interested in going to your university, this would be great too. And other stuff could be tips on securing a job or securing a HB1 visa. I know that securing a HB1 visa is also like a big struggle for a lot of us. And then lastly, this is called the newbie integration. So with the newbie integration, I think this is the one that I have not seen a lot of people do, or a lot of Permias chapters do. But it's basically to ease the transitions for newbies moving to your Permias area or your Permias institution. Because now everything is online. So I think a lot of newbies don't really get to engage with their friends or meet new people and get to know their university or area. And topics that you could talk about in this newbie integration could be introduction to your Permias chapter, what you do, how you can provide them with guidance, and maybe like visa information. This is like ever changing these days, and they probably want to know more about when they can apply and when they can actually move to the United States. And then maybe like other stuff like transportation. How is it in your area? Honestly, I live in the Bay Area, and it was pretty difficult to navigate at the start. And then maybe like short city or campus tour, introduction to recruiting season timeline, and other fun topics. Like I know that my school did like best boba places nearby, Indonesian restaurants and all. And this could just help people or newbies integrate into their universities or areas really well. All right, next up. All right, so next up, we want to talk about online socials. And the next slide, please. Thank you. And like the reason why we want to do this is because, again, everything is online. So we really want the newbies to also get to know everyone around them. And then we also want to maintain relationships within the organizations. And we have come up with a list below here of like different types of websites that you can use to ensure that you could still boost engagements, and also like people can have fun doing these games. And my personal favorite would be like Scribble.io or Backyard.co. So like with Scribble.io, it's like a multiplayer game where you just draw stuff and then like people have to guess what they are. It's pretty fun, and like I usually do it through Zoom. And then with Backyard.co, it's basically a platform with like everything. It's just like Zoom but with games, and they have like a huge array of games that you could go through. And those other websites are pretty similar. So yeah, I would suggest checking them out. And next slide. All right, so two of the like virtual spaces that we figured out that you could also use are these two, Gather.town and Chudo. So the thing about them is that I think a lot of the times people tend to get bored at the end of the day, using Zoom every day and just like meeting people face to face and all that. But we found these two websites that you could really utilize. And these two websites actually create like a virtual space that is very similar to real life. For example, like with Gather.town, the like your characters or your emojis can move around, and like the closer you get to people, the more you can hear them and the louder they get, and then you can like start to see like their faces on their videos. And so it's just like a real life room, and it's really fun. So I would suggest everyone trying it out when you want to do like icebreakers, or you want people to engage with each other more and get to know each other more, like in a normal like room setting. All right, next up is, I think, Michelle's turn. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And then I think another part we want to emphasize is we know how heavy the working is for everyone's marketing team with things being online. I think there's a more heavy stress, so it's like making sure people get into events, and then like apa namanya, Zoom exhaustion. Karena I think Zoom exhaustion too is very real, guys. Apalagi with all the lectures that we already have to do through Zoom. It's really challenging, I guess. That is found by a lot of chapters to get people to even just come, and then after them coming is to really engage and like enjoy the event. So we've come up with like a few marketing strategies just to ensure people coming, and we've divided them into mass and personalized marketing strategies. All right. Okay, for the mass or social media marketing strategies, we looked into Instagram. And then in Instagram, I know this is very obvious for some of you guys, but these are just like some clear recommendations and structures that your chapter can implement to further boost what you guys are already doing right now. So for Instagram, we've noticed that some chapters, they post based on events, or sometimes it's like last minute. So I think you want to try and talk to your marketing team, set KPIs for them. What I mean by KPIs is like key performance index. Tell them to like you want sort of like target them to have an engagement like this, segini, and then also promote it to people or like Permias Nasional as well as chapter collaborations. So what I mean by promoting to Permias Nasional or other chapters is like we have the Dewan Perwakilan group as well as the Permias Nasional PNP team. So if you guys do have events and everything like that, feel free to reach out to us or any of the Permias Nasional members to also promote your events di story-nya mereka. And chapter collaboration is like make sure you also reach out to I guess chapter collaboration comes in both in Instagram as well as WhatsApp groups. Jadi kayak on the national level, wilayah level, atau university level. Misalnya, aku di Permias LA and I want to make an event. I make sure I reach out to Permias Nasional, skala Permias Nasional, and then wilayah bukan wilayah Permias LA doang, tapi misalnya I reach out to other wilayah-wilayah yang sekitar aku to also promote the events, as well as the university level, which is like for Permias LA, UCLA, USC, SMC, LMU, and all those other different ones. So I think it's great if you guys have a WhatsApp group as well, which is going to come up per wilayah kalian sendiri, and that's something we're gonna set up for another part of our programs. As for Google Form sign up, I think this is pretty straightforward. You have a lot of them signing up from Google Forms, tapi one thing that I think you guys should really look at and is really important is to gather the demographic info of your participants. I think Susan will show a little bit about the demographics of the Warakada event. Tapi buat apa kita juga bikin kayak Google Form, tapi habis itu there's this so much data, I guess, that we get, but we don't really use it. So from these Google Forms, we can usually see kayak walaupun kadang obvious, tapi siapa aja sih yang sering masuk event kita tuh, siapa aja yang kayak continuously go to our events, atau misalnya what are the channels yang paling efektif buat kita gitu. And then terakhir, this is a plug for our organizational development team, but we're developing this platform called The Hub. The Permias chapters page is part of the platform called The Hub, and The Hub is really a platform for all the Permias chapters to get interconnected, and we've been talking about this for a while, but one of our main, I guess, features is an aggregated event calendar buat semua Permias cabang-cabang. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian ada event atau apa-apa, 1 week before you guys have an event, you guys can put it all in the calendar. And from there, you guys can view all the events from all the Permias chapters as well as events dari Permias Nasional. So hopefully, I'm really excited for this. Hopefully you guys are as excited as I am. Tapi itu kalian bisa langsung hopefully integrate to your own personal calendars as well and register through there. Jadi kalian kalau mau promo langsung bisa ke national scale juga. Okay? And then next event. So personalized or word of mouth. So I think I saw this research about like the Indonesian speaking style, and so what is most effective when talking to Indonesians. Jadi kayak orang-orang Indo tuh, ya kita tahu lah, kita kayak kolektivis, kalau misalnya apa-apa tuh gerombongan, want to be in a group, and then so it's really important, I guess, to build personal relationships with people who join your events and like the people who are in your community. I know for some instances yang kayak bigger communities it's pretty hard, but then I think with bigger communities yang kayak udah 100 plus, it's important to, I guess, identify who, I guess, like the star people or players are, kaya the people who are in the central of different social groups, and if you are able to sort of engage and interact with them, you can also ask them to also invite other people. So one quote I saw that was important, it said in the research paper, it said that it is crucial to maintain a personal connection with one's Indonesian counterpart in order to have smooth collaboration. And I think I found this really true. And I know kalau misalnya kalian semua mau invite events, sometimes you find it hard. And what you need to do is like personally reach out to people to go out to your events. And really make sure kayak tolong datang event dong, and just like WA them personally. And I know it can get tedious sometimes, but it's worth the extra effort for you guys to do that, so you can make sure that these people will attend, because people are more likely to attend if you have like a personal engagement with them. So make personal relations and reach out to individuals directly. Okay, so I've created sort of me and Fiolin created sort of a simulation of what personal reach outs can look like, and combining that as well kayak antara kolaborasi dengan cabang-cabang lain ya. So misalnya logistics ya, this is sort of like I guess a projection. Kalau misalnya kalian ada collaboration 3 permes cabang kalian sendiri sama 2 permes cabang, and you have a potential programs yang what Violen said, professional or educational workshop series, guest speaker series, or socials, and they can be delegated equally to each cabangs. And I think with collaborations, and I think maybe Bernard with Coast to Coast Collaboration can speak more a bit about this, but try to set up sort of your expectations and division of responsibility early on and make that clear and structured so it makes sense when you go through it, okay? And going back to what I was talking about in terms of marketing and directly reaching out to people. Jadi from all of the data we've gathered and everyone that's officially signed up, I've kind of calculated everything and averaged the average Permias chapter board members. Jadi, I know some ada yang kayak outliers, which is kayak 30-40 board members, some ada 5 board members, tapi the average board members per team itu kurang lebih 9 orang. So let's use this number and assumption ya. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian kolaborasi, each board members, kalian bikin kayak harus invite 3 attendees. So that would be 27 attendees plus the 9 board members that are joining. So 36 from each Permias chapter. So if you guys collaborate with 3 Permias chapters, that would already be 108 minimal attendees gitu ya. So I think maybe when you guys see this number, you guys think this is something very big and kayak wow, that's like a big outreach. Well, I personally think so, at least. Tapi I think if you do the method and take the necessary steps, this is a very realistic turnout that you guys can expect. If you guys put in the effort. What I like to do, yang menurut aku very, very effective is kalian, which I guess sempat include in the slides, but you guys just put a message in your, I guess, own Permias group. Jadi kayak, hey guys, buat event, tolong list down who you have invited ya. Jadi biasanya kayak aku nomorin kayak 1 sampai 12 and per misalnya ada 12 board members. The number 1 person misalnya kayak officer 1 Michelle. Terus titik 2 invite-nya siapa aja kayak person 1, person 2, person 3. And then you just make this a WhatsApp chain message. People can copy paste and fill out once they've invited people. And that way people are your board members are constantly reminded of inviting people, and there will be more turnout, and yeah, gitu. So this ensures that ensure that this is agreed upon in the beginning, as I said earlier, but hopefully this strategy will work out for you guys. Okay, terus? Okay, so I think that's it from me and Violen in terms of what we have to offer from organizational development. If you guys do have any questions at the end, please feel free langsung nanya aja, and we'll also provide, I guess, the deck and the recording to you guys so you can refer it at any time of your convenience. So the next guest speakers ada Bernard dari Coast to Coast, as well as Susan. Bernard will sort of discuss collaboration events that actually we did together as well, and Susan will focus on Warakada event, which had an incredibly large turnout, and hopefully you guys can get takeaways from this. Okay, so I think I'll take it away and give it to Bernard, and Pierre will be the moderator nanti buat Q&A-nya. All right, Bern, go ahead.
Sure. So hello everybody, my name is Bernard, Ketua Permias NYC. Glad that we're all here to cari solusi with our problems as Permias Cabang. Now, I'll discuss about the origins of Coast to Coast first, and then I'll sort of discuss what my view is for you guys in terms of untuk cari peluang lah dalam masa COVID ini. And then, so Coast to Coast was basically a collaboration. It was a collaboration between 4 Permiases, and it was sort of a pilot project that we wanted to try. And it was a pilot project with, I think 4 large Permias Cabangs in major cities, and it's it's still, and I do believe it's still an ongoing thing. Jadi, again, I'll give you guys a bit of a background. Itu waktu gue terpilih dari Ketua Permias NYC, at the same time, I think Ardian Sukamdani, the president for Permias Boston, Permias Massachusetts, he was picked as well. Terus, he's good friends of mine, so I asked him, wah, gimana nih bro? Ini masa COVID ini, we're all kita udah bubar, COVID, social distancing, ada yang di Amerika, ada yang di Indo, udah pada cabut semua kan. And somebody like Ardian from Boston kan ada Indofest, you guys might know. Indofest itu kan that's like their Super Bowl kan. Terus kalau in my case we're in NYC, the densest city in the States kan. Jadi ya susah lah gitu. Jadi okay. So the steps that sort of I took was, what is it that we can do together? What can we reap from each other? Nah, misalnya Permias NYC itu what we have a lot of our career people. We have a lot of career people. We have a lot of professionals. We have IPA and NYC. Whereas from Permias LA, Permias Seattle, yang banyak itu populasinya kan. So we were thinking, okay, how can we sort of benefit from one another, right? And the principle that I told Michelle, I told Kania, I told Ardian was this: look, let's do a collaboration together. What is it that we lack in each other? I don't have the population. I don't have the masa gitu. So I asked, but I do have the resources. Jadi, okay, kita bikin coast to coast event aja. Yaitu, it's an intensive and comprehensive webinar with notable speakers like we had Pak Anin Bakri, Pak Rahmat Kaimuddin, Pak Sandiaga Uno, Pak Rosan Roslani. They talk about their careers. Yeah? We had Pak Anin talk about him being a US graduate and what it was like, jadi job entrant level. Rahmat Kaimuddin talk about technology in the future industries. And then we had Sandiaga Uno and Rosan Roslani talk about, mereka kan berteman juga, and mereka juga they were US graduates also. They were good friends. And then they started Rick Capital together. Jadi, how can you dapat peluang bisnis walaupun berteman juga. Jadi, we had that, and we also had a comprehensive workshop. So that was sort of what we had in our minds, right? I said, look, it's a good time to network, find new friends, to find new career opportunities. I think we had a lot of networking on my end with the guys from New York City, like Marcel Ganis, our co-head of professional development, that a lot of the other Permias Cabangs felt was very beneficial to get to know, misalnya. So we had that. So this is an ongoing thing, and it's not limited to just us for Permiases. And I'm confident that once we head into January, we're likely going to continue this trend in gathering up as many Permiases as possible to, try to see what we can play with and what we can make. Jadi, I'd like to sort of just talk about, maybe sebagai Permias cabang itu bagaimana kalian bisa cari peluang in dalam masa ini. Right? And as I mentioned before, it's challenging. For sure, it's challenging. Jadi yang mungkin I think there are just 3 fundamental steps. Yang pertama itu is to identify what makes your cabang different. Kan? So for NYC misalnya, we have maybe a population that's richer in anak-anak S2. And so anak-anak S2 itu, it used to be a problem in the separation. Anak-anak S1 sama anak-anak S2 dulu nggak bisa, gimana ya? They're not cohesive. Jadi gimana? Okay, we have to find a way in which we can integrate dua-duanya, faksinya berdua. So what we're working on is to create a sort of a mentorship program within NYC itself that develops that relationship. But I think so. It also, you guys can also ask yourself, right? So what is it, in your definition, dan dalam konteksnya di Permias masing-masing itu, Permias di wilayah Boston atau di wilayah LA atau di wilayah NYC itu artinya apa sih itu Permias, right? Nah, so the definition that my administration took into this was kedua hal yang Permias itu operates as, ya. Itu adalah di sisi rekreasi dan di sisi profesional. Di sisi rekreasi itu kita kan, namanya mahasiswa masih muda, masih mau live in the moment, masih mau party gitu ya. I'm just saying, very very honest with you, right? Tapi juga ada sisi yang profesional juga, di mana kita mau gimana? We want to think about our futures. We want to develop into our as ourselves professionally, find what our passions are, find what we're good at, and cari internship dan segala macam. So that's sort of how I saw it, and I said, okay, kalau gue bikin event rekreasi, okay, we'll do that. What kind of recreational event? That's one thing. What kind of professional development event I can do? Webinars and networking as well, right? So that's sort of what makes you different. Nah, mungkin LA itu beda, right? I think Michelle could probably explain later. Mungkin LA itu beda sama NYC misalnya. So now this is where you sort of, okay, so what makes you different? That's the fun. You understand yourself first as a cabang. Now understand what you have access to. That's the second step. Who do I know? What resources do I have? Kan, Permias Nasional. Kan, I can call up Michelle or Bang Pierre. Kan, Bang, gue perlu bantuan gini, buat ini. Atau kalau gue perlu masak, gue bisa ke Michelle atau or Ardian, right? Gue perlu, okay, I want to spread the networking that I have. Kan, jangan cuma di NYC melulu. Kan. So that's sort of, who do I know and what resource do I have access to? That's the next step juga. Now, dalam, I think that step is much easier now, knowing that we have Zoom, right? So what seemed to have separated us physically, sebetulnya it has united us in a different way through technology. Jadi itu penting kalau untuk dipikirin juga itu. So it's actually quite beneficial for us to saling networking dan saling kerjasama. Now, Coast to Coast was that pilot project, and I'm confident that we were forced to innovate. And bisa aja kesuksesan that you have in dalam masa pandemi ini jauh melebihi what if it was in person. And kalau if it was in person mungkin beda ya mindsetnya dan konteksnya juga di masing-masing. So I think essentially there's basically three major things. That's identify what you value and what makes you different as a cabang. Yang kedua is who do I know and what do I have access to. Dan yang ketiga itu execute. Send the WhatsApp message to Michelle, Bang Pierre, Alvin, or myself, Ardian. So I think that's important for us to remember. I think that's all I have to share. Bang, silakan Bang. Kalau ada yang
all right. So I only have one question for you, Bernard. This is a collaboration between 4 chapters. Mm-hmm. So more chapters, more ideas, right? Because a lot of people will involve in this event. So how do you guys come up with okay, we want to make the event with the right career and excelling in professional development. How you sharp into that kind of event, because you can just go with recreation, for example, or for other event. How do you come up with this event?
I mean,
the topic.
Oh, the topic. That was comprehensively discussed among us, Michelle, myself, Ardian, and Kania. We talked about that, and we want to see, okay, karena professional development itu is a fundamental core in the karakter mahasiswa itu, right? And, it only fits that. How do you kita lihat professional development. When you look at professional development, you see, okay, biasanya networking, ngobrol-ngobrol kan, dapat internship, dapat wawasan lewat webinar kan. Tapi let's boil, and we try to dissect that. Ya, kita coba, we're picking that apart. We're saying, okay, tapi kan karirnya kan itu kan there's so many angles that you can look at in career kan. Kalau di sisi karir sebagai mahasiswa or job entrant level, maybe in your early 20s, mid 20s. Nah itu mungkin that has a different approach for when you are already in your 30s kan, atau when you want to become an entrepreneur kan. Now, entrepreneurship is something that we talked about with Rahmat Kaimuddin. We talked about that with Bang Sandi and Bang Rosan at the time. And jadi, we were attacking it at different angles, and it's something that you decide as a Permias or as a as a collaboration, as a collaborative team. But I'd also like to add that maybe professional development is something that is, quite, what's the word? No, I wouldn't say trendy, tapi itu it's something that is conventional, it's normal, right? So something that was I salute to what Ardian did in Boston was that he didn't go laterally, tapi look ke bawah, look up isa-isa masing-masing, and then you see, okay, I think the character of the mahasiswa in Boston itu lebih ke rekreasi misalnya. And so I'm gonna do Among Us. I'm gonna play games. Right? Nah that's something that you could also do too sebagai permias mungkin yang lebih besar ya, umbrella organization yang lebih besar itu, that's something that you could do. Itu go jangan ke samping ke kiri kanan tapi ke bawah juga itu sama isa-isanya. So that's something that we're doing too. And misalnya, I'll give you another personal example, Bang. Kalau di Permias NYC itu kita itu sebetulnya kita ada masalah dengan internal strukturnya kita sendiri. Yaitu mungkin it's also a good opportunity for you guys to introspect and look in your organizations and say, okay, for example, Permias NYC itu ADART-nya belum sah dan belum inklusif misalnya, belum pluralis. Yang mau jadi ketua itu bisa aja yang mau jadi ketua itu it was skewed to be grad students misalnya. Yang sekarang sebagai undergrad, I'm thinking, okay, we have to unite this. We have to unite people too. Jadi I think Bang itu ada three things too. Look at professional development dari beberapa sisi. Yang kedua juga reach out ke yang lain juga. Kalau if you're a Permias city, if you're Permias Chicago, right? If you're a Permias LA, as Michelle mentioned tadi, reach out to USC, reach out to UCLA, to SMC, and all those schools. And then yang ketiga itu, look at yourself as an organization. Am I inclusive and am I functioning as a Permias that's inclusive and pluralistic and is actually the Permias that is beneficial to all mahasiswa di wilayah gue sendiri. Mungkin itu aja sih, Bang.
Sure, thank you. We have like one question for the audience. Like, how do you delegate the task between the chapters? How you delegate the task? Gimana pembagian tugasnya antar chapters?
So when it came to this particular event, we basically did it per speaker. So like for example, NYC took the designing and also sebagai host of the Zoom meeting of the Anin Bakri webinar. Terus yang ambil akhir the next round, the next week after that was Kania and Permias Seattle. They took the designing as well. Kita kasih the template, and we also gave them the opportunity to make the Zoom link. Dan yang ketiga itu, it was Boston and LA. They were cohesively working together to carry out the Sandy and Rosan. They made the script because it was a different case with Sandy Uno because they were more focused on the rundown as well, and his time was quite tight. Jadi ini beda-beda sih. With each cabang managing what aspect of the event might have had different needs that needed to be satisfied. Jadi and then the final round that we had, as you see the top of this grid that we have, that was more Permias NYC, as well as we sort of hosted it and ran it. We had Marcel Gannon and Sandra Duono. So we had us be the host, but it was more, again, cohesive with ada speaker juga dari Boston, speaker dari LA, speaker dari Seattle, yang juga sebagai profesional di bidang industri yang spesifik itu, they came to do that. So it really depends, tapi that's how Coast to Coast was run. kita per speaker dan per week itu per topik lah itu dibagi sebagai itu ya, per cabang.
Oh,
Dan maybe in a different case, it depends on, misalnya for example, the professional development access that Permias NYC has would make sense lah kalau kita jadi yang main organizer for the round terakhir itu yang intensive industry workshop kan. So
all right. Thank you Bernard for the comprehensive and insightful sharing. I hope all the chapters can imitate atau mungkin modify it and do mungkin the same event too in the next future. For the next speaker, we have like Warekada series. I let Susan and team take the floor.
Yeah, hi everyone. So I'm Susan. I'm one of the co-directors in Academic and Research Division at Permias Nasional. So for Warekada, I think Warekada is like from Bugis language. Otto's friend named our event essentially. So it means like to speak. So we want to create like a talk series where we pick like a general theme. And we invite like speakers who are experts in like the respective fields to share their perspective about like the topic. So the purpose is like to spread awareness about the topic, also like build community of thinkers, and give them some ideas about give like our audience some ideas about available industries in Indonesia in case they want to go back. I think this is like also like the main theme or like the main goal of our division. It's like to prepare students if they want to go back to Indonesia. In terms of the demographics, right? So our demographic was really broad. It was like just like Indonesian students in the US. That was our first event. So we were pretty clueless in terms of when we were looking at like the sign up forms, right? There were only like names and like emails, and we didn't really know what types of like content they were interested in. So like after the event, we made sure that we followed up with like a survey about the event, also like about future topics that like they might be interested in. Also, we like sent out survey to like Permias Cabang, I think, to like I guess to sort of gauge what like the audience interest for our future like topics, but for our first one, essentially we want to pick like a theme that's like general enough, but like from a unique perspective, because like we know, right? Nowadays in like COVID era, I guess, but like there's so many seminars and like a lot of them already talk about Indonesian economy, especially related to COVID. So like how Indonesia is recovering from COVID, or like how to find like jobs during COVID and so on. But very few sources out there actually look at it from like both historical and like future projections point of view. So like we want to pick that as a theme. So like our subtopics include like the history about Indonesian economy, like current situation, and like future projections of that. I think I agreed with Valin that like the hardest part is probably scoring the speakers. And I think that also contributed the most to how successful our event was, or like how, I guess in general, the speakers contribute a lot to like how successful an event would be, I think. So Ricky will talk more about like how we choose and invite the speakers, also like the technical operations part of the event.
Thank you, Susan. Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Ricky. I work with Susan on the Academic Research Division. And yeah, so in terms of speakers, as Susan said, that was one of the things that took quite a bit of time for us, since the way that we originally decided on the event is that we had 12 speakers total, and very luckily, because we had really gracious speakers, we were able to get 11 out of the 12 we planned. And so I think, so the way that we chose our speakers was, as Susan mentioned, like we wanted to think about like what what can we provide outside of what other economic seminars might show. We decided to go through for a very wide range of speakers, because our idea wasn't to just give an give people give people an overview of like of what the Indonesian economy is, right? So sometimes like you would see like, oh, liatin industry 4.0 atau lihat the tech industry or something like that, right? Or finance. But what we wanted to do was give people an overview of the Indonesian economy, macroeconomics, the history. And so to do that, we needed to find people that were experts in the broad sense of their field. So that was kind of how we chose our speakers. And because of that, we also wanted a range of speakers. So as you can see from the poster that we show here, it might be a bit small, but we have professors, we have government officials, we have people from industry, dari BCA, we also have people from BI. So a range of people. And so like for us, having a range of people was really helpful for us, especially in getting a larger audience, since there are people that might be really interested in seeing the private as well as the public side. So I think focusing on the main, what we actually wanted to achieve, which is to give a big survey, was very important for us. I think, yeah, in terms of getting speakers, yeah, we just, one thing that we found useful was to have a very consistent way of reaching out to them, having, we wrote like invitations that we could just, not copy paste it, but like, just like something that we can just send as a formal letter to the speaker, so that our event looks more legitimate and our speakers want to come and speak to us. I think, yeah, the final thing to share about speakers is the fact that the speakers do take some time. Yeah, as I think was mentioned before, speakers are a very important part, especially if we have these kind of events. And yeah, so sometimes like speakers are not like, they have to arrange their schedules, especially since when we started asking speakers and as they were confirming, we weren't sure like what the time is. So that does throw in some uncertainty. And we are very thankfully we were able to get these 11 speakers who wanted to speak to us in about a month. But yeah, but definitely there were times where we were where we could have used a bit more time, and that would have been more useful. So I think the takeaway from that is to make sure that yeah, you do set aside the time to to reach out to speakers. And as our friends on the PNP team know, it is much better to have the names of the speakers and all of them confirmed, so that we can promote the event, since that also takes some time. Yeah, I think that is it for speakers. Back to you, Susan.
Yeah, I guess I want to reiterate that, like, so we like the PNP team like help us a lot in terms of like publicity, right? Like promoting the events essentially. And our biggest mistake was that we didn't give them enough time to create the posters and the teasers and everything about the event. So I think they wanted it 2 weeks. They want every speaker to confirm 2 weeks before the event. And I think we did it 1 week or like a few days before the event. And that was like, yeah, that was our like, so our biggest lesson learned was like to, I guess, contact speakers early enough. And yeah.
All right. Thank you, Susan and Ricky. Okay, in terms of like contacting all the notable speakers, based on like your Warekada series, can you like share the insight, like how long the time that we need in terms of like putting all of the speakers confirmed together before like that 2 weeks deadline that PNP team gives to you? Like how long the time that you need?
Ricky?
Oh yeah, boleh. Jadi, I think so we basically started inviting speakers 1 month before. So that was that was a bit kepepet, especially since that was also during the summer when like a lot of us had a bit more time, so we could like reach out to speakers, etc. So that even the turnover was quicker. I would say probably it also depends on how many speakers you invite. Like we realized that 12 speakers to invite is a lot of, it's a lot. It is a lot of speakers. So I think for our scale, probably a month and a half before the event would be good. Because the problem is like you also like never really know, right? Like some speakers like like we reach out to them.
Yeah.
We wait for like a week, right? Because we don't want to like push them too much. Habis itu mereka bilang, oh maaf nggak bisa, and then you need to think about another speaker to reach out to, and then that takes another time. Yeah, but sometimes they reply in half an hour. Jadi it really depends.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Dari yang cabang ada yang mau nanya? You can like just jump in and like ask your question for Susan and Ricky if you have. Alright, I think kalau nggak ada pertanyaan lagi, mungkin kita bisa go to like next round. Oke, ada pertanyaan dari Alvin. Oke, identifying your own key stakeholders and Permias partners as well as it's not pertanyaan. It's just like another insight. Okay, thank you, Alvin. All right, so we can go to next round. For this round, I'll hope this round will be more like just active and semua orang bisa ngobrol. So like I just want you to share. If you don't share, I have like some insight. I just like check one by one Permias chapter Instagram. And I just like screenshot and I have like some Permias chapters name here on my phone, and I can just like call your name and I hope that you can sharing. So I hope it's not like speakers and audience, it's more like friend. Okay, it's just like you share for your friend. Okay, it's like, hey friend, I make this kind of event, so this is my key takeaways and this the challenges, this is like the struggling, but this is like the successful story of our event. So mungkin kalau nggak ada yang mau volunteer buat ngobrol.
Nambah satu lagi sebelum everyone ngobrol, kalau misalnya boleh nyalain kamera dong buat screenshot aku di WA tim PNP.
Alright. Ya benar.
Harus terdokumentasi ya kata PNP.
Biar ngobrol-ngobrol sekalian sambil ngeliat everyone's beautiful faces, ya nggak sih?
Yep.
Wow, kenalan lihat mukanya in person.
Iya nih.
Biar udah latihan jadi dosen ya, habis ini mau dipanggilin satu-satu. Jangan kabur ya.
Okay. Even aja berbiasa ada cold call. Oke.
Udah bentar, oke. Aku screenshot ya. Oke, one sec. 3, 2. Oke. 3, 2, 1. Bentar. Tadi ada yang baru kameranya on lagi. 3, 2, 1. Oke. One more. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Also before transisi, udah. Thank you so much ya yang udah pada datang. Hopefully it was really useful decknya dan bisa membantu ya. That's like the biggest reason we really want to make this event. And kita bisa langsung transisi aja ke, I guess, open forum. Jangan dimatiin kameranya kalau boleh. One more. Kalau boleh. Go ahead, Biar.
Violin ada yang mau ditambahin?
Oh iya.
Our attendance form.
Right. Jadi, Violin is gonna add Google Form. Itu kalau misalnya kalian mau the slides tadi sama sort of give us feedback on this event. Jadi future workshops kita bisa lebih membantu lagi, and kita ngasih recordingnya ya di situ.
Yeah, and it's already in the chat, so you can find the link in the chat.
Alright. Oke, sambil mungkin ngisi-ngisi apa yang Violin kirim formnya. Kalau ada yang mau volunteer, kira-kira mau cerita tentang event apapun, sekecil apapun event di Permias chapter, I believe it will be helpful for other chapters to learn from you guys. Kalau nggak ada, ntar aku panggilin. I have several Permias chapters event.
Oke, mulai yang dari senyum dulu kali ya, Michael Kusnadi mau sharing tentang Permiasnya.
Oke, silakan Michael.
Oke, perkenalin dulu, nama gue Michael Kusnadi, from San Diego. Gimana ya, for events basically so far it's been up and down sih. There has been times where it's confusing. I think the most challenging ones are social events. That's one thing we haven't really like got to. Like we really want to kayak really involve like the students, bisa ngobrol bareng, but with Zoom it's really hard to have like one-on-one conversations, and it just doesn't replicate real life gitu kan. Tapi I think like with a more structured event, it works a lot better. Like for me at least, San Diego so far, one of the events that worked a lot better was like welcoming event. It's a lot more structured. Ada less need of interaction with people, is a lot smoother in general. So far, see, we've had 2 social events, and we're having one professional one with a speaker this coming Saturday. So join in. Shameless plug, but join in if you can. Check out our IG. But yeah, so far, see, it's been pretty good. And one thing I actually wanted to ask you guys, sebenarnya with you guys with more experience with online events, it's like more of timing sih, and actually getting interaction with people. Do you expect people to interact more with you guys, or do you have it more like you're like 100% ready if like you don't get any interaction from the audience? Atau gimana? Do you focus on your audience, atau is it more like gitulah, like, because it's hard to get feedback so far, right, sometimes with online, but that's a bit of what I had experience with.
Yeah, thank you, Michael, for sharing. I think for that question, I think all the cabang and mungkin Permias Nasional juga face the same thing. Kayak for the online, sebenarnya kita beneran bagus banget planning all the event, tapi kita kadang-kadang nggak tahu audience kira-kira suka nggak sama acara ini, atau audience kira-kira comfortable nggak, atau audience kira-kira punya sesuatu yang jauh lebih baik. Karena kalau misalnya kita ketemu in person kan kita bisa lihat langsung kira-kira reaksi audiensnya kayak gimana. Tapi ini karena online, orang juga matiin video kadang-kadang, jadi kita kayak ini gimana ya, cuman just go ahead. I think mereka akan dapat sesuatu. Dan kayak contohnya kemarin satu hal yang dari acara Warekada, pas aku ngobrol sama Susan bilang, oh tapi kita kayaknya coveragenya nggak terlalu banyak gitu. But I told Susan, kayak Susan, like one PhD student in University of Michigan, just like find like Warekada is really helpful karena bring up like lot of new like economic perspective. Dan mungkin dia pada saat nonton dia nggak langsung kasih feedback kan, but like he found it's like useful for himself. So mungkin ada yang lain yang bisa nambahin.
Boleh motong Bang Bia?
Boleh, silakan.
Saya Hima dari ARD Permias Nasional, di bawahnya Susan. Jadi kita sebenarnya Warekada kita masih continuing ya.
Ya, sekalian promo.
Ya, besok Jumat kita punya Warekada season 2. It will be a much smaller event just because from the feedback that we received, like our event was like kind of too long and too like exhausting. Like we had like a 3 days event for like the first Warekada. So this time we will discuss about computer science and research in the US colleges. As we actually had a professor like in computer science in University of Chicago, Professor Gunawi will be like one of our speakers, and we also had like graduate students in our event. So I guess that kind of thing is like what Permias Cabang can also do, because obviously you guys have like graduate students who I think most of them will be really willing to like share about their research. So yeah, so basically ya promosi dulu. Jumat besok ada acara WPKD Series 2, topiknya tentang computer science dan bagaimana kayak graduate school in computer science in the US. So hopefully if you guys can also spread the news to anggota-anggota Permias cabang yang mungkin kan ada yang thinking about going to graduate school in computer science. But on the other hand, in terms of organizing event, I think that's also like a good thing. So you guys can basically ask your graduate students member to share their research experience, and it's also just like, like just invite the undergrads, even though they might not be very interested in the topic. It's just a good like a social event, so everyone can just see each other and just like share their like life experience and why they decided to come to the US and etc. So I guess that's pretty much it from. Thank you.
If I can add a little bit, tadi Mike ngomong tentang feedback sama juga engagement ya. I feel like ada versi ideal sama ada versi realistic. Kalau misalnya ideally we always want feedback for our events, tapi kalau misalnya people not necessarily they want to fill out the Google form. Makanya ini kita semuanya yang datang event ini sebagai contoh ya, Kepala Permias tolong isi Google Formnya yang ada di chat. Jadi we're also hoping for the same for our attendees. Bener-bener orang promo banget. Sorry. So ideal versionnya itu kita ngasih Google Form, and dari situ kita ngasih reward juga. Kalau misalnya kamu ngisi Google Form, kita ngasih event recap sama the slides and all the material for the event gitu. So it needs to be some sort of incentive buat orang ngisi Google Form, karena kadang ngajak orang ke event aja udah susah, apalagi ngasih orang bikin feedback. Tapi the more realistic version itu the Indonesian way ya, itu tuh direct message di WA gitu, and really just ask them if anyone WA you kayak, oh good job on the event, yeah good job on the event, tapi juga kayak okay what's your feedback, apa yang bisa diimprove segala macam, and especially if you have close friends stuff like that, mereka biasanya ngasih feedback. But I think it's more important to also get the feedback of people yang baru ikut new people ya, karena biasanya mereka yang punya some sort of feedback yang mungkin kita nggak tahu and they're not within the close reach. Tapi itu aja sih. And then if maybe kalau misalnya ada yang mau ikut jawab lagi atau sharing dari Permias lain.
Alright. Can I answer that question that Michael just said, right? Jadi yang I think to summarize in 2 points one point that Michelle made is to really use surveys as much as possible, kan. Impose it on the people, kan, itu Google survey. Nah, yang kita lakuin di Permias NYC events is that with every Zoom webinar that we have a Zoom survey that comes out afterwards. And do you like this event? Number one, what kind of events do you want? Do you want finance and banking? Do you want entertainment? Terus something that we found out, mau bahasa Indo atau bahasa Inggris atau dua-duanya. Gitu kan. Jadi dua-duanya. Kenapa? Karena there are a lot of US people that watch our events too for some reason, right? I was like, I saw the results and I asked them, yang benar, mereka maunya dua-duanya, gitu. Nggak mau bahas Indo aja. And then I see our next event ada orang-orang bule, I was like, oh shit, right? Jadi that's something that you can get feedback from. But also you also have a team, Michael, right? From San Diego. Jadi it's good. Word of mouth is also a good thing too, right? Get a sense of your community dulu gitu, and right, get a sense of who are the major players. Ini benar gak itu? Is this person a reliable source, right? Does this person actually represent the voice of a particular clique in your city, kan? Nah itu yang what do they like more? That's how you can get a sense too. So surveys, being innovative with that as well, with the Zoom surveys, and 2, word of mouth. So I think in terms of ensuring you're engaged and ensuring that you get feedback, I think that would work.
All right, thank you, Bernard. Permias Michigan, Mas Harun, tadi raise hand, kayak aku lihat.
Yeah, thank you, Mas Pierre. So I'm just gue mau sharing aja sih sebenarnya. So Permias Michigan, although the name is Permias Michigan, we're actually pretty small chapter. So bayangkan ini kayak Kecamatan Pamulang terhadap Jakarta gitu kan, Permias Michigan tuh. Jadi memang kami jauh di pinggiran gitu kan, dan dari kami itu sebenarnya kayak kami beneran bingung how to make events, karena memang di Michigan sendiri itu kan kami punya, meskipun namanya Permias Michigan, tapi sebenarnya itu kan per kampus. Jadi di sini kan misalnya ada Mas Febri dari Permias MSU, ada juga di Permias Kalamazoo, ada Permias di mana lagi Mas Pierre, lupa aku.
Andrew University.
Ya, Andrew University, dan banyak lagi lah. Buat kami yang chapter-chapter kecil ini, chapter-chapter kecamatan ini, itu mau bikin event eksternal itu agak susah. Soalnya kalau yang aku tangkap sekarang ini kan kayaknya we're focusing on external events that attract people from outside, not from inside of us gitu loh. Jadi mungkin aku pengen nanya, dan kami kemarin kami nyoba bikin kayak Saturday Social, itu our first event.
Tadi pagi Mas Harun.
Oh ya, sorry, tadi pagi. Tadi pagi. We have Saturday Social. That's our first event since August, I think. Iya kan? Sampai dari Agustus. Itulah state of Permias Michigan sekarang. Kami lagi bingung mau bikin event apa, mau bikin event eksternal. We need partners. But if we want to have internal events, we're just spread out. Are you guys having the same problem like us? I mean, the students are spread out. Most of us is in Indonesia, some of us is here in the US, I mean. So, and how you guys tackle that, especially for those who are, I'm sorry to say, the smaller chapter. Itu sih.
Itu ada Mona Lisa dari Notre Dame tadi angkat tangan, mungkin ada jawaban.
Hi, I'm Mona Lisa dari Permias Notre Dame. I think I just want to add on Mas Harun's sharing, karena kayaknya kita have the same problem. Karena first, Notre Dame is in the middle of nowhere. Terus, there's like, we are very small and very new. Jadi, bikin event sendiri aja di dalam kampusnya udah agak susah, dan turnoutnya paling cuma sedikit. Dan as you mentioned, a lot of people ada students yang from Indonesia, ada yang Indonesian tapi have lived in the US their whole life. So we all come from different experiences, I guess. And it was a bit challenging to make events, especially sekarang. Dan pengen tanya juga sih, if you have any advices for us to like increase the engagement. And what we've tried to do so far itu, thankfully our campus itu masih on, jadi there's like hybrid and we can stay on campus. So we were able to make some events like in person with restrictions, of course. And one thing that I noticed at least itu, orang Indo itu suka banget makan-makan. Jadi whenever there's food, especially Asian food yang agak susah didapatin in Notre Dame, like snacks gitu, I think more people would come. Jadi what we've been doing is like casual makan-makan, kasih snack gitu. Tapi if any of you guys have any other suggestions, we would gladly appreciate it.
Alright, mungkin aku boleh minta Permias Chicago. I just like saw your Instagram, you have like Netflix party. Can you like sharing about that? If it's like effective for like internal Permias members, or you have your story about it.
So basically during the whole pandemic, at least starting from fall this year, it was pretty trial and error in the first couple of months. We went through, like, some of the events did really well and then some of them were not as good as the other ones. But I think honestly the key for us at least was mostly trial and error, and I think we've gotten to a point where it's smoother than how it was at the beginning. It was very rough, I guess. The process from going to like point A of like preparing for the event to like the actual event, it was pretty rough. In terms of like communication juga, gara kan for me at least, I'm a new member in Permias in my chapter kan. Jadi kebanyakannya gue belum ngomong ke kakak gue as much gitu. So there was also that kind of like I don't know you barrier at the beginning. But I think the more
we worked together, the more we figured out how to communicate and how to get things done more efficiently. And at the beginning, it was more of like anyone could really throw a random idea for an event like at any time. Tapi I think we've come with a solution where we just have one time during kayak one of our rapats or something like that where we just brainstorm for an idea kayak regardless if it's internal or external. And then biasanya I basically make a like list, I guess, of like the event ideas that we can do, and then I basically show gitu. Tapi at the same time, even if we have a list, we still modify it gitu. Kayak if we have an event that, for example, we think might do better offline when the pandemic is over, we're gonna just save that into more like an idea bank gitu. Jadi kayak in the future, ya bisa dipakai lagi atau kayak yeah, for example, we had this one idea of exercising together because, I mean, assuming it's the pandemic, not a lot of people are going out. So, like, you know, pretty sure no one's really exercising or kebanyakan orang aren't exercising. So that was one of the ideas. Tapi also considering it's a pandemic, it's kind of hard to find a place to exercise, I guess. And it's a bit complicated juga kan, especially kalau di Chicago kan, apartments are very small and they're very noisy and like they don't really have like they have really thin walls. Jadi one of the problems was just finding a place and finding the right time juga because of the time difference juga kan from Indo sama Chicago juga. So we just decided to just keep that idea for after the pandemic as like a bonding experience that we could do like either externally or internally juga. So I would say probably the thing that helped us the most is just brainstorming ideas and keeping an open mind that those ideas juga bisa dimodify for like a different time gitu.
Yeah, thank you, Kim from Permias Chicago. Mungkin ada Permias lain yang punya pengalaman bikin internal event dan sukses bisa di-sharing dan jadi pembelajaran buat Permias yang mungkin sekarang lagi struggle buat bikin internal event. Atau kalau nggak ada mungkin Michelle, Violin, Alvin, Hanif, or siapa mau nambahin?
I think untuk tambahin tadi, senang banget aku kayak everyone's joining in and sharing, first of all. Terus kedua is, I think selain yang we went belusukan and talk chapter per chapter, ini juga enak banget forum kayak you guys langsung ngasih tau concerns-nya apa. Jadi ini kan hari ini kita workshop events and hopefully dari presentasi tadi ada kayak some key takeaways lah yang bisa diambil. Jadi if you guys ada ngungkapin kayak misalnya other problems which is like transition yang kayak tadi Kim bilang juga kayak you don't know kayak what you're supposed to do and what your responsibilities are. Itu gue ngerasa banget, gue kayak jadi leadership di Permias LA itu tadinya gue nggak tahu banget kayak what the role entails and everything like that, and you feel like you're just thrown into. So that's something we can also do, I guess, buat next workshop, karena I think itu discussion-nya lumayan panjang ya gitu, and hopefully kalian masih mau interested lagi ngikut next workshop and we can discuss that in detail. Yeah, but I don't. Anyone else want to add other than that? Aku lebih kayak I think that's a great topic we can discuss further sih. Tapi belum ada anything to really mana ya?
Aku lihat Instagram Permias Indo Divisi nih, mereka ngadain lomba Mobile Legend sama lomba ini apa? Iya, Mobile Legend ya. Online game. Mungkin bisa ngobrol. PUBG, bos. PUBG juara 1 dapat 500.000. Banyak juga nih, lumayan buat makan. Mungkin Indo Divisi ada yang ngobrol atau
ya. Halo, selamat malam.
Halo Ryan.
Iya, sebenarnya itu acara kita kerjasama dengan Permias Beauty of Sin. Itu acara charity event. Ya sebenarnya kita juga nggak kepikiran ide lain sih, maksudnya kayak agak susah ya untuk nyari event apalagi lagi masa pandemi seperti ini. Jadi ya paling kita nyari event yang kira-kira bisa diikutin banyak orang, dan ngadain event waktu itu PUBG kan lagi ngetren-ngetrennya, ya kita cuma ngadain satu game tapi ya pendapatnya lumayan, dan dengan kerjasama dengan antara Permias chapter menurut saya sangat membantu ya. Kayak Ya kuncinya rata-rata kalau misalnya di acara pandemi ini menurut saya sih itu apa namanya public relation-nya, how to approach people. Itu aja sih.
Right. Thank you. It's really important. Public relation. Ya, soalnya ntar eventnya nggak ada orang yang datang kalau nggak ada good public relation. Atau ada lagi yang mau tambahin? Atau mungkin Alvin ada yang mau ditambahin sebelum kita menutup? I think we will close this workshop like in 7 minutes, like 10:30 EST. So,
aku dikit aja. Thank you semuanya udah datang. Sedikit mau ngerespon ke Harun sama Mona ya. Mona, right? Ya, Notre Dame. To be honest, aku datang dari Permias yang juga kecil. You know, New Jersey itu namanya state, tapi jumlah mahasiswa cuman waktu aku jadi ketua Permias di New Jersey tahun lalu, aku terima anggota tuh jumlahnya maybe 20 orang, like 20 orang, dan di tahun itu yang lulus 5. Lulus 5, jadi tinggal ber-15. Lebih dari 70% dari yang 15 itu adalah anak graduate. Aku cuma punya anak S1, undergrad school tuh cuma 3 orang. Dari 15 orang yang tersisa. Jadi kebayang kalau kita bikin event tuh susah banget. Gitu. Tapi, after a year, aku serah terima ke Henrik dengan anggota 40 orang. Nah, walaupun dia jatuhnya state, tapi tuh juga jauh-jauhan sih sebenarnya. Kayak aku di New Brunswick, kita cuma ada ber-5. Sekarang kita New Brunswick ada ber-10. Tiba-tiba muncul aja gitu, dapat student tiba-tiba ngontak Instagram kita. Jadi penting banget aku belajar dari Permias adalah harus responsif. Gitu. Ya, responsif karena kata aku bisa dapetin anak-anak Permias yang datang dari kampus-kampus yang kecil yang ada di sekitaran New Jersey juga. Pertama, kedua, karena mostly anak-anak di New Jersey itu adalah anak-anak graduate, jadi tuh hari-harinya semua udah stres di lab, udah capek sama paper, tugas lihat. Susan ketawa-ketawa ya, graduate students gitu tuh. Ya. Jadi acara Permiasnya harus didesain untuk membuat mereka lebih relax dari acara mereka. Gitu. Terus juga kita waktu itu malah senang bikin hiking. Kita bener banget yang dibilang sama Mona tadi itu as long as there is food gitu ya, itu pasti ramai orang datang. Tapi kita bikin fun aja. Misalnya kita masak bareng, terus ngobrol bareng. Jadi yang pertama, kenalin dulu Permias kalian masing-masing. Demografinya kayak apa? Banyaknya anak S1 atau anak S2 atau seimbang. Terus juga berikutnya kalian harus identify partner-partner terdekat kalian. Biasanya emang kita tahu deh kalau bikin acara itu pasti kecil nih jumlahnya yang datang mungkin nggak banyak, nggak nyampe 20 orang. Tapi waktu itu kita set up satu alliance bareng-bareng di East Coast. Itu ada Bernard, ada Nelson. Kita suka bikin acara dan kita selalu ngundang. Nah dari situ tuh teman-teman se East Coast kita suka, I think sejak Agustus 2019 sampai Desember tuh kita sebulan sekali muter dan akhirnya kita juga suka jalan-jalan juga se East Coast waktu itu. Kita hampir ke Philly, kita ke Boston, kita ke New York, kita ke DC gitu ya. Gitu. Jadi message kedua adalah cari Permias tetangga kalian yang mungkin share the same issues dengan kalian. For example, New Jersey itu sangat identical permasalahannya dengan Philadelphia, New Hampshire, dan Rhode Island. Gitu. Jadi kita bikin acara bareng berempat. Itu aja sih yang bisa aku kasih buat Permias yang merasa kita jumlahnya nggak besar, tapi tetap bisa berbuat sesuatu yang powerful.
Cool. Okay? Ngobrolin Permias yang mungkin kecil dan bisa making like big event or like event yang undang orang luar. Mungkin I want to hear from Permias Kansas. Audrey, you can tell about your last event working through your passion. I went to that event and I found it very helpful, and they like brave like to invite people from out of their chapters. So maybe you can share, Audrey.
Thank you first of all for attending. That was like our first event, like inviting others, because we realized that this semester we actually can make a lot of events karena kayak tadi yang dari Notre Dame bilang kayak suka makan, but KU has a restriction like about like serving food too. Jadi kayak lebih susah, dan sekarang mayoritas murid Indo di Kansas tuh banyak yang barusan pulang banget gitu loh, kayak di tengah-tengah semester pulang. So we're just like, okay, let's just do something big and invite people. Kita pun tadinya nggak tahu ngundang siapa ya. Karena kita kayak di sini di Kansas kayak kalau ngundang guru-guru dari sini kok jadinya bahasa Inggris lagi karena nggak ada guru bahasa Indonesia dan sebagainya. Terus ya udah, aku actually contact like my friend's sister, and dia kebetulan juga dulu di Permias Berkeley, and she knows how things go around in this, so I just asked her like if she wants to be involved in this, and she was actually mentoring a lot to me and like how to handle things. Terus kita, temanku di exec board ada yang suggest kayak to invite other person. Terus Bapak IM, which is ketua umum OKOC, and yeah, that actually happens just because we needed a big event to like basically menebus kayak nggak ada event-event kecil lainnya. Terus kita beraniin aja ngundang orang luar, dan kalau udah ngundang orang luar karena kita mikir engagement di our Permias sendiri masih kecil, jadi biar speakernya nggak malu juga, kita ngundang ke luar juga biar lebih banyak attendance lah anggapannya. Tapi ya, that actually went well, and surprisingly better than we expected. Terus we also accomplished kayak to our speakers, since we don't have a lot of budget, since we're super new, kita jadinya bikin kayak e-certificate to send to them to just like show our appreciation. So yeah.
Hey, that's really nice. And like Audrey just like I like message Audrey on WhatsApp like it's a good event, and Audrey like ask for feedback. So it's like one way to like ask for feedback like through like direct message, and it was great. Thank you for sharing. I think it's 10:30 already. Thank you everyone for joining our workshop today. I hope it's helpful and like insightful for all of you to create like the next event for your Permias chapters. We're from Permias National looking forward to see like all the new event that you will create for your Permias chapters. And mungkin Alvin ada tambahan penutup dan promosi. Silahkan Vin. Sebelum 1 menit.
1 menit. Hitung ya, 1 menit pakai stopwatch. Oke. Michelle udah share screen. Teman-teman, ini website Permias Nasional. Kita udah perpanjang domainnya, kita udah tambahin banyak feature yang tentunya bisa bikin kalian lebih punya banyak engagement sama kita. Coba naik ke atas, mulai sliders itu akan ada program-program unggulan Permias ditampilin di situ. Kita mau kasih lihat yang go to chapters. Chapters di atas ya. Alright. Ini kayaknya 5 menit nih, Bang. Gimana dong?
Nggak boleh.
Ya, teman-teman.
Maksimal 2 menit.
Kita ada at least 82 chapters. Unfortunately yang daftar dan memperbarui datanya di cabang baru ada 65 cabang. Nah, jadi tolong teman-teman supaya bisa diregister di dalam website kita, dan juga ini like yang kala tuh website itu tuh penting juga sebagai organisasi gitu ya, dan logo kalian ditampil semuanya, tolong segera daftar di website ini gitu. Nanti akan di follow up sama teman-teman dari ArcDev, lihat semuanya yang merasa logonya belum ditampilkan, tolong segera ditampilkan di sini gitu ya. So this is showing our commitment you guys gitu ya. Terus berikutnya go to merch. Jadi Permias Nasional juga perlu mengisi pendanaannya. Jadi untuk berbagai macam project dan event yang akan kita sediakan ke depannya, silakan teman-teman bisa go to permiasnasional.com/merch gitu ya. Teman-teman bisa lihat di situ ada banyak sekali merchandise yang udah didesain sama teman-teman di Permias Nasional, dan ini akan lebih mempercepat kita untuk kalau semakin cepat kita terkumpul uang, kita bisa segera mendirikan yayasan di Jakarta sebagai non-profit. karena itu akan jadi basis kita untuk nyari sponsorship. Dan kalau teman-teman di cabang pengen punya acara dan acara itu besar dan butuh sponsorship, maka rekening Permias Nasional itu bisa dipakai untuk membantu cabang dalam mengumpulkan dana secara legal di Indonesia. Karena sama halnya dengan yang lain, ketika kita belusukan di cabang, semua permasalahannya adalah di sponsorship, dan rata-rata kalau udah ngajuin sponsor di Indonesia susah banget karena nggak ada PWP. Jadi dengan kita bikin yayasan, kita akan punya NPWP, kita akan punya bank account, dan bank account itu bisa untuk transfer uang US. Gitu. Oke, next. Saya mau promosi acara di Warekada Series 2 udah dipromot ya. Teman-teman bisa lihat di grup WhatsApp, udah di-share di situ. Jangan lupa hari Jumat ini ya. Dan saya mau promote ini satu lagi, baru kita launching 2 minggu yang lalu, kerja.io. So, where is Timothy? Ya, kalau teman-teman di US, kita tahu sekarang lagi COVID, susah banget dapat internship. So, Permias Nasional udah, teman-teman dari divisi partnership di Permias Nasional sudah bekerja keras mendirikan sebuah platform dan mengumpulkan 40 perusahaan di Indonesia. I know we're still doing more, we're still getting more. Hopefully kita akan dapat lebih dari 50 mungkin ya by the end of this year untuk membantu kalian dapetin internship gitu ya. Jadi jangan ragu, langsung aja apply dan pastikan anak-anak di cabang kalian segera mendaftar ke subscribe ke kerja gitu ya. Nanti kita di sini kita langsung matchmaking, dan ini internship-nya eksklusif only for Indonesian students in the United States. Kalian cari di belahan dunia lain, di PPI atau di mana, nggak ada. Hanya Permias yang punya program ini. Oke. Next adalah satu lagi, tanggal 19 Desember, Permias Nasional itu bekerja sama dengan alumni. Ingat ya, alumni is one of your most important stakeholders karena mereka akan memberikan keluasaan dan kemudahan bagi kalian semua. Ada Economic Outlook Seminar for 2021. Note speaker-nya adalah Bapak Suhasil Nazara, Vice Minister of Finance dari Republik Indonesia. Terus ada Wakil Ketua Umum Kadin, Ibu Inta Kamdani. Lalu ada yang paling penting dari Permias itu ada satu pembicara keren banget gitu ya. Itu adalah Wakil Ketua Umum Permias Nasional, namanya Andrew Mulia. So Andrew ada di sini, langsung aja hi Andrew. Andrew ngomong dikit dah gitu. Udah ya, udah promote acara sampai akhir tahun gitu. Right. Dan teman-teman Permias Cabang, saya encourage untuk meramaikan grup WhatsApp Dewan Perwakilan dengan sebanyak-banyaknya acara kalian supaya kita juga bisa saling bantu. Right? Gitu aja. Right.
Thank you Alvin, dan thank you semua yang sudah hadir. We'll see you in the next workshop. We will have this series workshop untuk address all the issues from Permias Cabang that we hope that we can help you as much as we can.
Terakhir Januari Februari sih OrgDev mau launching platform namanya The Hub. Jadi more features for you guys, and hopefully kita bisa lebih bantu lagi chapters and collaborate lebih kuat sebagai satu Permias. Alright, thank you guys semuanya.
Thank you semuanya.
Thank you.
Thank you.